Today, I'm going to be showing you how to make the GoPro holder for the AP Rascal Racer. Now, how it works is that the part that holds in the battery, where the canopy is and where the turtlenecks, I'm not sure how you call them, I think they're turtlenecks, and you fold over the poster board. We're just basically not going to be doing any of the poster board there. Instead, we're going to be putting in a mount. So for this build, you will need a hot glue gun, the AP Rascal Racer plans, and a rubber band, maybe something pretty small that you can loop around. Yeah, something like pretty small, and a ruler, and of course foam board. So, and for the ruler, I want something, I think it'd be better if you have it in metric as well, so that way you can measure the GoPro, which I'm going to do now, because it's right up here. So, the width of it is about, well, I'm going to measure it at 2 centimeters in width-ish. So the GoPro in width is about 2 cm, not in width, width. It's about 2 centimeters. So just keep that in mind for when we're building this. So first thing that we're going to do, so we're going to get the AP Rascal Racer plans out. So now we're going to take a look at our plans right here. And after you find this piece, the upper sheeting for the bigger AP Rascal Racer, of course, we're then going to cut it out. So how I usually like to cut it out, I mean, don't cut out any of the center holes unless you're using magnets, of course, and do that. I'm using a different method. Just don't cut out the holes where the formers go in. So A, B, C, D, E. Yeah, just don't cut those out. Nor this one. So that's what I'm going to do right now. So I'm going to lay this flat, and I'm just going to get a little stick or something, and I'm just going to poke holes in places that I need to cut. Speed up in this process, by the way. And I honestly stopped it right about there. So where the first score cut is, right there, I stopped it right there. And then I just, yeah. So now we're going to cut this out. So get your, if I can find mine, there it is. Get this guy out. And it's probably now a good time to start warming up your hot glue. So I'm going to plug my stuff in. I'm going to let that warm up. And then another useful tip for hot glue guns is don't let them on their side. Make them stay straight up. And for that, you can use like a bowl of some sort. This is a nose cowling from my first trainer, which was an Aries Gamma 370, which is not flying anymore. So, or you can even use a vise and just hold it in there like I'm doing, or stand it up, right? So let's cut this out. And this blade looks a little dull, so I'm going to snap it off. Always snap off dull blades because they are just as dangerous as the sharper ones. Because what happens... Oh man, that sucked. What happens is that the... well, let me make sure I'm grabbing the right blade. There we go. That's a better one. What happens is that when you're cutting it'll start to do this, and if you pull hard enough, you can yank it towards yourself, and that's kind of scary. So use sharp blades, because I didn't once and I got cuts all over my hand because of it. So let's cut this thing out. Alrighty, so now we got our piece cut out, and let me take a look at it really quickly again, because I feel like I probably messed it up in some area. Yeah, that's pretty good. Yeah, if I get my rascal eraser actually. If I get this guy, and if I get this piece over it, you slide it in. Yeah, it's okay. It covers up everything. Okay, so after you've built this piece, we can then cover it in tape. My previous one was covered in red. This one I'm going to cover in blue. And because I have black paper on here, I'm actually going to peel off the paper and then put on the tape. Just because if this is kind of semi-transparent, so you can actually see the black underneath. So I'm just going to peel the paper away from here. And I mean, you don't need to do this step, of course, if you're not going to be covering it in it, but I just like to make them have color. And this will become flexy, but that's okay. You can always put a rubber band around the front of the plane and it won't go anywhere. Afterwards, after you get the stuff off, that's a fly. After you get the stuff off, you'll need to get some masking tape. Like this. You can get blue masking tape, honestly, it doesn't matter. Something that's tacky and paper-like, which is what I have here. And what I'm going to do is that I'm going to cover the front part of my table here with it, so that way when I put the tape down, it's easy to remove the excess. So I'm going to start doing that now. If I can get this tape started. There we go, finally. Okay, I'm going to get rid of these plans. And I'm just going to put about, yay much. I'm not sure if the GoPro can really see it, but I'm just going to put it right about there. Yeah. Then you're going to get your color of choice. I have red or blue. I'm going to go with blue this time because I haven't used it much. And I'm going to put it on after I find where it starts, which is hard. There it is. Okay, this way. There we go. Now, the reason I'm using masking tape is because the color is actually on this side. I don't know how it works, honestly, but it can leave residue after you take it off of the table. It'll leave like blue marks, which is not fun to clean up. So all I'm going to really do is I'm going to put it on the masking tape, and then oh no. Crap. I'm going to put it on the masking tape here, stick it firmly. I'm going to hold it. I'm going to stretch it about yay far. I'm going to put this right about there. Yeah, right about there. And then I'm just going to, you need to get something that's flat. So use something like, I don't know, I guess this battery will do. All I'm going to do, I'm going to hold it. I'm going to take it. I'm going to squeegee it shut. So that way there's no air bubbles at all. No air bubbles. No air bubbles whatsoever. Nothing. That's perfect. I'm going to do the other side and leave a bit of an overlap. Not much, but just a bit. Okay, I'm going to leave that there. I'm going to hold it, stretch it down majority of the way. Take your squeegee, whether that be a scrap piece of foam board or what I'm doing, just slowly. There you have it. It's now covered. All I'm going to do is I'm just going to break it free from that end, so that way it can come on up. And I'm also going to take it off of this side. So if I could just, I'm just going to get majority of the tape off right now. Right there. There we go. Perfect. And then I'm going to flip it over, hold it down, and then I'm just going to trace around it with my blade. Go slow when you're doing this. You don't want to accidentally cut the foam. It's going to be a very bad day. So this is it, right here. I mean, the overlap is off, but whatever. It's okay. And there is actually a bit of tension in this, which I'm actually kind of happy about, because then it'll be nicer. It's going to be more stiff, per se. So that's that. And then I'm going to go over here. I'm going to cut this guy out. Okay, that's that. And then before that tape sets in, take it off as quick as possible. Alrighty, so now we have our top piece made. And now it's a good time to bring your AP Rascal Racer. So I've got here, and really quickly, let me take this tape away. I'm just gonna fit it right on. That looks pretty good. I'm gonna trim off some pieces in the front, but that should be pretty good. Here, let me trim it off right now. Now then, because the tape can actually peel upwards, you can either get normal duct tape or the tape that you were using. I'm going to use normal duct tape just because. And you're going to want to take the front, you're going to want to overlap a piece going over, so that way the tape doesn't peel upwards. So let me find the start of this really quickly. I think that's it. Yeah, that's it. Okay. So just a small little piece of tape, just like that. And I'm just going to take it and I'm going to make it flush to the top. Right about there. Yeah, that's good. Flush to the top, and then I'm going to bring it around. I'm going to stick it on the bottom. So that way, that side can't come up. And you can't see it at all, so that's that. And then, so if we recall, my GoPro Hero 3 Silver Edition is 2 centimeters in width. So what I need to do is that, first thing first, I need to make some squares. I don't know, maybe about 2 centimeters by the same width as a GoPro. Just make like, I'd say 5? Yeah, let's go with 5. 5 of them, and then we'll start using our hot glue. So let me start doing that now. Alrighty, so I got about 5 of these things, and now would be a very useful time to find the CG on your plane, so that way you can mark it on here. So grab a Sharpie or marker, get your plane, and the CG is about 1/3 of the way back, usually. That's how I go. Just follow the recommendations. I know where it is by heart. So CG would be right about there. Yeah, right about there. So I'm gonna make that a bit more forward of that. So I'm gonna put it right about there. So I made a mark on the side of it, not on the plane, but on the side of the inside of this to figure out where it goes. So after that's figured out, what needs to be done afterwards is that you need to start gluing stuff in. So this is where the hot glue gun comes into handy. So if right there's about the CG, I'm gonna start, just make a score cut. Not even a score cut, just go through the tape. You don't even need to go through the foam. I'm going to take that piece out, and we're going to go in about until yay far. Okay. I can live with that. Okay. We're going to peel away the tape on the side here. So I'm just going to take it. I'm going to start peeling away this tape. After you got hacked away right there. And we're going to start gluing. So I'm actually going to peel off one side of this because foam on foam is better than foam on paper. So I'm going to glue that guy in right there. And I'm going a bit nose heavy than what it should be, but that's okay. So let me get my hot glue gun. I'm just going to apply just a few. Just a bit of hot glue. And I'm going to put it down. Let that cool off. And of course, peel the paper on the top. So that way there can be a better bind. We're going to do it again. Just spread it out, nice and even. And we're just going to place it right in. Let that cool off, squeegee off any excess glue. Don't do it with your finger like I did, or else it'll burn. Alrighty, so I got 3 pieces of foam on the back. And that already, here, let me measure it. And in metrics, that's about 1 centimeter up. So about 1 centimeter up. Okay, so after you have 3 pieces of foam on the back, you're going to measure 2 centimeters forward. I'm just going to make a little nick right about there. That's where 2 centimeters is. And about there looks to be 2 centimeters. So I'm going to leave the tape. Don't peel away the tape in the middle. Don't peel away this piece. Instead, we're going to peel away the piece that I just did. So we're going to make 2 score marks in the tape. And I'm just going to take it, grab it, just peel it right off. Sometimes it needs a bit of persuasion though, like it does right here, which kind of sucks. Okay, so that's that. And then we're going to glue in another 3 pieces. So let me take a look. 1, 2, 3. Glue in 2 pieces actually. Yeah, I'm going to glue in 2 pieces. So here, let me actually peel this off in advance. The squares don't even need to be perfect. You just gotta make a barrier or something along this area. And that ought to do it. So I'm gonna let that dry. I'm gonna have another one. I'm gonna let this guy come into play. And of course, wait for this to dry before you do anything, because I just didn't, and stuff is going to happen. And when you're doing this, spread out the glue first and then press it down. And you can wipe off any of the excess with your finger, if you choose, which hurts, or with a paper or scrap piece of foam. So that's that. And I forgot to leave on the paper on the top. So I think I'm going to need to redo that. So, dang it. This is going to hurt. Okay, do it. So, after you have 3 pieces of foam, I'm actually going to put in a little bit on the side here. We'll get another scrap piece of paper. We'll grab it, we'll hold it there, and we'll fold it over. And that should do it. So right now I'm about to take down my GoPro. Yeah, that looks pretty good. Even as it is, it's pretty dang snug. I can even hold you upside down and nothing's going to happen. But of course, something will happen. Because, I mean, you also have negative G's when you're flying. So, that looks pretty good. I'm very happy with that. I'm going to just hack off a little bit more of foam, and then I should show you guys the next step. After you have this part done, we're then going to get a rubber band. I'm going to loop it around once. And we're also going to need to get a barbecue skewer. If you don't have a barbecue skewer, you can also use popsicle sticks. That might even work even better. So let me go ahead and get a barbecue skewer. It should be in here. Yep, there it is. So I got what's left of a barbecue skewer. And we're going to need about, for those of you that are in metrics, about 4 to 5 centimeters, or 1 3/4 of an inch. So I'm going to measure it about 4 centimeters, 4.5. I'll go with 4.5. I'm just going to make my little nick right there so I can see it. So after you have that nick, all you're going to do is that you're going to take your blade, make sure it's clear. You're just going to roll it back and forth, back and forth, back and forth until you break through the outer fibers. Then you can just simply crack it right off easily. So I'm going to make a little bit of a score cut. Actually, no, before I do that, let me get my rubber band. So I'm going to make a little cut right in here. And this is how it works. You're going to cut it all the way to the side. And you're going to cut all the way into the middle of this section. And then this is going to be the fun part. So we have it cut all the way through there. And we're going to get it, our rubber band. Actually, this is a bit too tight. Let me get a slightly bigger one. Yeah, this one should do it. Yeah, this one will do it perfectly. Okay. So what we're going to do is that we're going to take our rubber band. We're going to slide one end through one of the sides, through the cuts that we made, and slide one of them through the other side. So we made 2 cuts right there, and I'm just sliding it down until we get it into the center, which I did. It's right in the center. I'm just going to hold it. I'm going to tighten it. And of course the cut that you did, we're going to fill that up with hot glue. It's one side. Let's do this other side. And we're going to take a scrap piece of foam. We'll squeegee that guy off, squeegee that guy off. So that way, that's not going to go anywhere. And nobody's going to see this because it's on the bottom and it's pretty much invisible. Nearly invisible on the top. So, after we have that, you can then go under here. I'm just going to take my... Actually, even better, you don't even need to make a channel. All you really need to do is slide the barbecue skewer underneath and then just pump in some hot glue along the sides of the barbecue skewer. So there's some right there, there's some right there. Don't squeegee this off, this just needs to stay here. Just like that, and then just like that. So now the barbecue skewer is now being held in place. And then you can squeegee off the little bit of excess on the sides. There, 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 and right there. So that way the barbecue skewer won't go anywhere, and we're going to let that cool off for a while now. So we're pretty much done. Just find any way to fasten it down with it. So I of course use blocks of foam and I pass a barbecue skewer through it, so I need to find those areas and mark them. And then yeah, that's about it. And this one I think I made a bit differently so that way it can work the way I want it to. So here we have the rubber band. All I'm going to do, so after that you have now just finished. It's on there, it's not going anywhere. I can do whatever I want with it. It is not going anywhere, it's staying in that area. It will not move, no matter what you do. So, that's all I have for today. Thank you for watching, like and subscribe, and I will see you later.